What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another update patch notes review. And today we have 11.3. Feels like we just had 11.2. I think a little bit over a week ago with 11.2 bonus balance, but today we have 11.3. I've heard a lot of things about this patch too. I think not a lot of items from what I remember, or gods specifically, like, you know, the regular nerfs and buffs and nerfs and stuff like that, but a lot of like spicy changes or more like quality of life is what I've been hearing. I've seen a couple of things, so I do know what I'm expecting, but some of them I don't know the exact extent to what interesting things are going to be happening, I suppose. But yes, 11.3 seems to me that Hi-Rez is taking like another step in the right direction in terms of like helping out certain gods or items or certain things that have been plaguing Smite, not Joust. I'm too Joust brained. Smite for like a long time, and they're finally getting to it, and I believe it's because of Smite 2. You know, ironing out the kinks right now to where when Smite 2 comes out, a bunch of these things that are happening here will be changes, at least the good changes will transfer over to Smite 2, and you'll see that a lot more. But yes, let's go ahead and get into this. Enough talking. If you do want to take a look at this yourself, it will be in or the URL will be in the description down below in the description. So let's get into this. I'm excited to hear these changes. I've been seeing a couple of things. So all right, 11.3 nether beasts. They got all these seductive skins here, specifically with Neath. Holy cool skins. I think the ones that have like this underneath it or over top of it mean that it's going to be transferred over to Smite 2, so it's a cross-gen skin. They do have a battle pass for this as well. Some of these things, bug fixes, we're not going to really go too much into. This will be interesting. Nut is now available in all ranked modes, so hopefully they've changed a couple of things about her. She's like still really good. I don't think she's turbo busted, but she's definitely really good. All ranked modes have been soft reset. Need a lot more of those. Remember from last part of season 10, the last part of it, we didn't get a soft reset for like several months. So I do want to see a lot more soft resets that allows for, you know, things to not be held up at the top at like 3,500, for example. They're bringing back domination. It was an old game mode that they're bringing back now. I didn't pay attention. I really don't want to read this, and I don't think I was there, or if I was there, I don't remember too much of what domination was. But here you can check this yourself. I'm gonna be playing a decent amount, but for the most part, it's just another game mode that's gonna be coming in here. I want them to bring back Odin's Onslaught. That was a game mode that I think should be here forever, because that was really fun. But you know, having another game mode be there is going to be kind of fun. I can't wait to play that. I did see this absolutely, I don't know why, maybe when they reset the Joust maps from season 3 to season 7 one that we're currently on, I'm guessing a lot of things reset, because if you guys don't already know, I've made videos before showcasing that a lot of the things that they changed from season 7 and season 3, Jesus, like the XP camps, and then also the pre-match time, for some reason didn't transfer over. So actually, it takes 45 seconds instead of 60 seconds, which at the beginning of the game, 15 whole seconds is a lot of time. I can't tell you how many times every time, Jesus, how many times every time that I log in or load into Joust, I only have like 20 seconds to like figure out everything, and then as soon as they go up to speed, most of the time it's like spawning right away, where other times I'm like, I don't know what I want to build here, let me think about this. Like, no, you can't, because you only got 45 seconds. So this is nice, and definitely helpful for your dual mains. Here are some of the unbanned gods, some notable ones that are now unbanned. You got Ao Kuang, Bellona, a lot of these. Izanami's really good. Mammon, Morgan, Jesus, Pele, Set, Scotty, and yeah, that's basically the big ones. And then obviously, I can't believe Anhur and Anubis were there. Jesus, those were insta banned, I guarantee you. Holy. Conquest Jungle Shop is receiving a color change. Okay, whatever. And the items, let's get it. Let's see what we got. So Envenomed Executioner, this definitely be a really good item. Envenomed Executioner has been built on, it's probably the best glyph right now outside of none other glyphs, I think. Maybe your Pridwin glyphs. There's really no other glyph that comes close to what this thing does. Being able to get anti-shield, anti-heal, and you have the effects of Executioner shredding them, which doesn't actually count towards any of your like percent pen that you have on your kit or on yourself already. It actually just reduces their protections for everyone, in which is your team. I mean, it's just such a busted item, and it's very cheap. It's one of those items where you're always building it, and even if you don't have any anti-heal or shields in the game, you still have the other version of the Executioner, so it's super busted. So they're changing it. Let's see, the anti-heal and anti-shield effects now stack. 4 stacks, 10% anti-heal per stack, 12 point. Okay, I do like that. I do like that a lot more. Instead of, because yeah, you just throw out one auto, and it would automatically do what, 40% anti-heal, and Jesus, that's a lot. Am I right at that? I think I am. That is a lot of things without having any stacks, and I guess it does make sense with Executioner, saying as it does stack up 4 times with the already base form of Executioner. So yeah, that's actually, yeah, if you're just going out one auto and you're getting all that shit, I don't even remember. Definitely wasn't any stacks, but I don't remember, like, or I'm sorry, I remember there weren't any like 4 stacks, but I don't remember if it was like 2 stacks. But no, I think it's just, you just hit one auto and you just have you have it applied. So that's busted. Yeah, I do like this. This change actually makes it, it's sort of a quality. It's the same amount, I believe, at 4 stacks than it would with one auto, but it is sort of a quality of life and a nerf that rightfully so should be applied to Venom Executioner. I still think you're buying this item, but you may want to pivot over to the other XE glyph, because now that it doesn't, you know, automatically stack that 100% of the time with just one auto, now you have to get stacked. So that does still make this glyph very good though. So don't get me wrong, this item's still really good. So definitely a step in the right direction though. I do like this change. Mannequin Scepter and Mannequin's Mace now always heals when killing jungle monster, regardless of if the burn was applied. Okay, so yeah, a lot of quality of life changes here, because this is definitely one of them. To be honest, I don't even really buy this in the jungle. Like, I mean, you can buy this on auto attack gods like Arachne, or even technically Mercury. I don't know if you really want to do that, but I usually buy these on your hunters because I think they're better. So the healing on it, I know this is for conquest, and even in conquest it's still making its way over into the carry lane, but I guess this is cool. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I mean, you get a little bit more healing. I'm assuming it's probably not as good as not Eye of the Jungle, Spear, the other starter item for the jungle with the spear, Boomba's Dagger. That's what it is. But cool, I guess. Wing Shard. I forgot these items existed because all the other ones are so much better. Jesus. So Wing Shard, decreased cooldown from 120 to 90. I was at 120. Jesus. Okay. Same thing with Vision Shard, which you're never gonna ever buy unless they like add some type of. They should just add Vision Shard to like I said earlier. You're never gonna pick this up over any other shard or the other things that you get. The other, like the I don't remember what they're called. They add so many things in that I just can't remember everything. But the one that gives you extra autos like gooseberries, and then you know, Carapace Shard that gives you cooldown. You're never gonna buy that over Vision Shard. So I don't know why. You're never gonna buy a Vision Shard over those items. I don't know why you wouldn't just give this to everyone. I mean, nobody puts down Vision Shards anyways. Might as well give it to them. It won't be that much of a buff to whatever. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, they're gonna have to, because I still think the gooseberries, I don't remember what it's called, golden clog, golden shard, whatever it's called, that I'm still very good, and I still would buy it on almost all of your AA warriors, or even some of your jungle in conquest, and then obviously you'd buy it on your hunters. I think your wing shard really only be, I think wing shard's better, but you only get it every 90 seconds, which is not that great, when you can have golden shard or carapace shard, or I'm sorry, golden shard, like all the time. They're gonna have to either nerf that or get rid of it or something, because these items still, I don't know. Soul Eater, increased physical power from 25 to 30. That's on its base form, right? Yeah, because increased physical power on evolve from 15 to 20. Okay, so 5 extra power. So you're actually getting 10 power, aren't you? If this is 30 and then you're increasing, yeah, you're getting 10 more power. That's actually a lot. I believe that's how it works. or if that's how I'm reading it. Either way, 5 to 10 power is still pretty nice. I mean, this is kind of a niche item on your gods that you would build it on. It's not necessarily niche, I wouldn't say, but on the gods that you put it on, it's... On the guys that you always put it on, it's pretty niche. Like, you know, your Marticarus, your Pele, even Mulan can build this pretty well. I don't see this item being, you know, all that much built on anybody else, but on those gods, it should feel pretty nice. Book of Thoth. Oh, I forgot about the mages. The mages need so much help because of all the, yeah, the power that they received or they decreased from the passive, or getting rid of their passive. They don't have as much power. So, yeah, mages, and I can see, okay, yeah, here we go. Let's get it. Finally, my mages are coming back. If you don't know, I'm a mage main, so I'm always happy about this. Decreased magical power from 70 to 60. That's not really a buff, is it? Okay, it's 10 power. Are you still gonna buy Book of Thoth? Yeah, probably, because I mean, if you're buying Book of Thoth, the 10 power does kind of make it less incentivized to build it, but really the power that you get from it is from its passive. With its maximum mana, you get more power off of that in its passive, and also you have infinite mana. It's one of those items that you buy for utility as well, not only for the power but for like the mana that you just have innately. I don't know why they would not nerf this though. You're gonna not build this as much, I guess, anymore. Enchanted Spear, I think that's the first or second. I think this is the second form. Yeah, no, second form, I think. Added 5 pen, which means that when you, okay, so they're building this for early game. Then they want to allow you to have 5 pen early on, so when you get this on, you can have 5 penetration and do a little bit more damage. Okay, I'm not, I mean, mages were struggling hella bad early game, so that's not bad. Spirit Desolation getting a buff. Increased magical power from 70 to 80. 70 to 75. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. We're increasing power. Power creep is maybe coming back here. Hopefully not, but we'll see. I do think that this does need to happen. If you're gonna get rid of 20 power right out the gate for mages, then you do need to increase some power here. So that's not bad. I mean, when you scale it all together, like if you were to build Spirit Deso, I guess that's why they nerfed Book. Okay, so it's not bad. Never mind. But this does mean that right out the gate, I'm looking at Spirit Deso more than Book of Thoth. Not only is it cheaper, you don't have to stack it, but it gives you cooldown. So we might go back to a Spirit Deso rush. I might think, I don't know, you go, I guess it depends on what you're going up against, but you go Conduit, Chronos, Deso instead of Conduit, Chronos, Book. That could be a thing. I might start picking up Deso a lot more because of that. So that might be an interesting pickup. And seeing as Conduit Gem has been being picked up a lot more, I think the fact that you don't get cooldown from that starter kind of makes it to where you want to pick up more cooldown items like Staff of Mirrodin, Deso, and obviously you still need to buy Chronos. If you're not building Chronos on Conduit, you have to, there's no other way to get your cooldown except to buy every other item that you don't want with cooldown, like Soul Gem or some shit. Increased power by 5. Cursed Orb, removed 5% pen, added 5 pen. Increased power from 90-95, not bad. Removed, oh, okay. This is actually, I like this change a lot, actually. I like this a lot because you build your Doom Orb on gods like Poseidon or the Morgan, and it always felt so weird, not only because it costs so much gold. 10% pen doesn't do shit for you early game. The pen that you really care about is the flat pen early game, and especially building it on those gods. I mean, you're basically building it to do more damage to the squishies like a Morgan, for example. So that's actually kind of like an indirect buff to Morgan, in my opinion. Because as Morgan, you're not killing the tanks, you're killing the squishies. And so if you just have 10 pen, I mean, this item you would always build on Morgan, but now you have 10 pen, you're definitely 100% of the time building this on Morgan, otherwise you're trolling. We might, because there's also been a Doom Orb rush for mages as well a little while ago. We might see this back too. Although if Conduit Gem is so good right now, I don't think Doom Orb being that expensive, giving no cooldown, is going to be able to fill that slot like Deso would, or even Book of Thoth. just because it's so expensive and I'd rather have those items, even though book got nerfed a little bit. But on your gods that, you know, you're like, I kind of want to buy Doom Orb here. Well, now there's no, yeah, you're always going to buy a Doom Orb. I think Doom Orb's always going to be bought on your Morgan. I think it's probably going to be bought on your Poseidon a lot more. So you, I mean, like on Poseidon, for example, you could just interchange that book for Doom Orb. But for other gods, I don't think it's going to be as good. I think what's going to happen is you're going to get Deso more often now than anything else. I think Doom Orb will be good on those other gods, but who knows? I've been wrong before. We might actually see a Doom Orb rush, but so many things changes to the mages. I can't wait to try out these items. Increased magical power from 110. This is 5 power. Increased magical power, so 10 power for. Okay. Still think Obshar is just objectively better than Charon's coin, but on gods like Baba, might have to start picking that bad boy up because 10 power is a lot. So cool. Oh, speaking of Soul Gem, 10 more power. Still don't think, I mean, if you think about like how every single mage item's been getting a little bit more power besides Thoth, I don't think Soul Gem is, they're just making it up to baseline to what other items are. So basically they're just the same for all these items. So I really don't think too much changes except for the Doom Orb and the Spear Deso, and Spear Deso only really changing because of Book of Thoth, I think. But we'll see. Spear of the Mag is getting 10 more power. Nobody builds that item anyways. Demonic Grip giving 10 more power. Cool. And then I think that's it for the items after Sphinx's Baubles. I did see this. This is one of them that I did see. Remove protection and healing self debuff. If you didn't know, Sphinx's Bauble allows you to get 50%, actually to uncap that 40% CDR that you have on all gods and makes it to where you get up to 50%. It used to be 60, but then they nerfed it. I believe I'm having that right. Goddamn, there's so many changes. I might actually be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 50% on your Sphinx's Baubles. And the caveat to this item, it's a gimmicky item. It's so fucking gimmicky. But the caveat was that it would remove your protections, or I'm sorry, it would reduce your protections. And I didn't even realize it was a healing self debuff. I only thought it was the protections, and so like you'd be even squishier, which sucks because if you build this on a tank, I mean that just defeats the purpose of what your build is. It's 50% CDR so that you can get one shot. I don't think so. And then obviously in your squishies, I mean, you get one shot anyways. You want to be able to fucking get one shot or get one shot by someone farting on you. Like Jesus. No, it's just not that great of an item. Now that they removed this, I still think that and also the Sphinx Baubles didn't give you that much stats anyways. It was just the 50% cooldown that it gave you. I still think this item kind of sucks. Like it's a fun ass item. I 100% agree with all of you who like that item because of that. I think it still sucks. I'm gonna be building it more though, and those fun. Like I might play Domination and go Sphinx's Baubles, but I don't think this item's gonna be that good. We shall see. Maybe eat my words, because I mean other items like I don't remember what it's called. There was a starter item that gave you gold, everyone gold. I can't remember that. I still think I still don't, yeah, no one really buys it anymore. It's a starter upgrade that no one buys anymore. Yeah, I can't remember it. But yeah, maybe they'll buy Sphinx's Baubles all the time too. I don't know. I just think it sucks. All right, on to God, standard God balance. Got Kronos, haven't seen this man in a while. Decreased cooldown for stop time. I believe this is his 3, from 18 seconds to 14 seconds. Actually, let me make sure that that's his 3. One sec. Okay, yeah, it is his 3. I was making sure. Okay. Oh. Frames died. Cool. Anyways, decreased cooldown from 18 seconds to 14 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, 18 to 14 to 16 to 14. So at the end of the day, it's still going to be 14 seconds. But I guess your early game is just going to be a little bit better. And that kind of makes sense because Kronos was kind of weak amongst the mages that were already weak. So I guess that helps a little bit. I was making sure something. All right, and on to Cirquette. Cobra's Kiss, that's her 2. Decreased cooldown from 14 seconds to 12. Oh my god, and you're telling me they don't want this fucking... They made a change back in the day where Cirquette, it wasn't that long ago, but Cirquette had like a lot of base power, and then they changed it to where they had her more scaling because she was seen a lot in the support role. Her 2 is obnoxious as hell. You're gonna see her spam out her fucking 2 all the time, which directly in Joust makes it to where, I mean, You have 40% cooldown, which is not hard to get. I mean, you're getting what? Let's see, what's 40% of 12? 4.8, so 5 seconds, so that's like 7-second cooldown. I did this math before. Deja vu. No, like you have a 7-second cooldown in here too. You build her tank hybrid, I mean, you're kind of doing it. I always thought Serket was a really good like pseudo tank or hybrid god. And she's gonna be even better in that. 2 seconds is a lot. Jesus. I'm gonna have to play her a lot more. That's pretty good. Hell increased protection reduction from 5 to 15 to 5 to 20. Oh my, it's a whole 10 late game. Okay. These are small changes, but they're kind of big in a way. I mean, that just makes her support better. I mean, she's built like a support now ever since they changed everything about Hell and Afro. If you haven't seen my Afro game, you shall, or you should, because they're definitely built better as your supports, in my opinion. I mean, Hell better damage than Afro, but I mean, that's pretty huge. Hell hasn't been seeing a lot of action lately, anyway. So, Guan Yu, another god that I expected to see more in the meta, but with every single other god being kind of busted right now, like your AA gods like Osiris, Amma, Bellona, Vamana was just busted, not really much anymore, but you know, there's so many other warriors that are so good. I haven't seen Guan Yu all that much, although I still think he's pretty good, especially with his 3 prot shred and like your mystical male gimmick thing that you have. But let's see, conviction increased healing from 20 to 100 to 40 to 120, so it's just a 20 base overall. And I guess that scales more as the late game, or as the game goes on, but or no, they got rid of power scaling. Okay, so I guess it's just, that's whatever, not that much. Yeah, that's kind of weak, but I think Guan Yu is honestly underrated. But let's see, Bacchus, belly flop, increased damage from 90 to 250 to 90 to 270, so a 20 base increase towards the end, so it kind of scales as you level it up, which is nice for conquest. But for you jousters, you already know Bacchus does not need a buff. Bacchus is arguably top 5. I mean, there's so many good guardians right now, but I think Bacchus is definitely up there. It's always a solid pick into any team comp. Super safe, does so much damage, like one of the best setup for Joust. He used to be the Joust king, so they added like 500 more guardians that are even more busted. But cool for conquest, not so great for Joust. All right, quality of life god adjustments. Oh, here we go. These are the ones. These are the good ones. I've heard a couple of these. But overall, not too bad. A lot of quality of life over here, to be honest. Mage is getting buff a little bit, which I like, specifically to the early game. Late game, they're going to be doing still decent amount of damage, a lot of damage. But here we go with the quality of life. Chiron, don't play him that much. Giddy up, that's his 3. Chiron may now fire masterful shot while charging. That's his 2, right? That only makes sense. And the firing timing of each shot now better matches the animation. Actually, this is the one thing I did see. This is like on almost every single god, which is so nice. I can't tell you how many gods like that just throw down their abilities and you would think that it would be on you, like a Cuckoo Tornado, for example. I think they're gonna fix that here. You throw down your Cuckoo Tornado and it doesn't start until like maybe 1 second after you put it down. And so like some of the times you'll be in the tornado and you're like, oh, I got caught, and then like, oh no, I was able to get out even though the animation showed me that I was on it, for example. So that's there's gonna be a lot of things that I've been seeing here, and I think that's a great change. It's gonna be a little bit of a, we'll have to see it. Maybe it's not gonna be that hard to get used to, but it might be a little bit like of a brain thing. It's like, oh fuck, I used to be able to get out of that because I had 1 extra second, but now that the animation is actually showing what the animation should show, I can't do it anymore. But it's definitely needs to be fixed, especially for Smite 2. But the giddy up thing, when I did play him, I was always weary whenever I'd use my 3 and I can auto in it, but I couldn't use my 2. I had to cancel my 3 to use my 2. So that's very nice for you Chiron mains. That's very nice. Klee, marked for death, that's her passive. Klee, I played a decent amount of Klee. Klee may now move while her passive UI is up. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Actually, no. Okay, I understand. I do remember. Whenever you play Klee, you get to pick You get to pick which god you want to mark to where you kill and you get your healing and shit back, like all of your health back. That's the one big thing about college. So super annoying. Problem is that at the beginning of the game, you couldn't move. That's what it's talking about, I believe. You couldn't move. And so you would have to pick something right out the gate before moving, when maybe you want to go up to the buff and think about it more, but you couldn't because you would just stay still and you wouldn't be able to move. I'm not entirely sure if Morgan has that. I know the Morgan is the other god that can, I think that's the only other god that like picks at like a god specific thing for their passive or ult, for example, for Morgan. That's pretty nice. Heimdall. Through the round, this is ult. Reduce the time Heimdall is locked out of performing any action on a missing ability, allowing him to act sooner. Wait, reduce the time is locked out of on missing the ability. Okay, so if you miss the ult, oh, it's actually nice. I played Heimdall a decent amount, and there was always that one little like stutter step. It's almost like you're staggered or something. You would ult if you missed your ult to, like, I don't know if you're running away or if you whiff your ult like I do. There's like a 1 second thing that you're just like chilling there. You're just like fucking T-posing or some shit. Just fucking you have your battle axe and you like go through and you're like just like going forward, and then all of a sudden you just stop and then you're just fucking T-posing for like, I don't know how long it is. It's not the longest thing in the world, but it has fucked with me a couple times. I'm like, why aren't you fucking autoing? Auto! I'm fucking pressing the button, auto! In like key situations, but so that'll definitely be a lot better, because yeah, reduce the time is locked out of performing any action. That's what it was. That's what it is. So that's definitely nice, super nice. When are they going to change the obvious Neja auto desync that I don't think they're ever going to change? Maybe. Charon, oh my god, please, we're making him better. Don't, for the jousters, please. All right, basic attacks. The firing timing now better matches the animation, which is nice. It's always a little desynced. You grab his fucking like rod or whatever, his fucking, I don't know what the fuck they're called, goddamn rower. Ferryman Souls, that's his passive max health gain per match, increased from 350 to 998. This is the one I did see. I don't think it's as bad as it sounds, because it takes a while to get your 350. If you don't know, you get coins every time you get an assist on enemies killed, I think, or you get assist, or you get stacks of the little coins that live on the ground like Danza. If you get an assist, or I think if you kill a minion, and every time you pick those up, it gains you a certain amount of health. I don't remember the exact number. But you go back to base and you just get max health. You get to cash it in. I think you can hold 20 at once and you cash it in and you get health. And the max you get is 350, but now they're doing it 998. But in order to get to 350, unless you're specifically aiming towards it like a prophetic cloak stack type thing, which most people really aren't, they're just doing it passively whenever they see those coins. I mean, it takes a while to get to 350. So the odds of you getting 998, I'm assuming, hopefully I'm right, that it's gonna take, you're gonna have an exceptionally long game for that to happen. But and more health, I guess. Joust, this shouldn't be that big of an issue. Let's see, Spectral Surge, the firing time of this ability now better matches. Okay, so I did see this, so I didn't see the other two, and I was like, wait, there's two others for Charon? I only saw this one specifically. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, Spectral Surge is also another one that was a little, most of these that are like timing is like a 0.1 milliseconds. Like it's super small, but like we can kind of be like, well, that felt a little weird. Why did it do that? So I do like that. Sobek, lurking in the water. Sobek may now pass through player-made walls while this ability is active. For his ult, oh, let's go. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many. I play Sobek a lot in Joust. Or at least I did. I don't play him as much anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've gone up like against a Kabrakan or a Ymir or, some other fucking god that leaves a wall. Even a fucking Thor. Even on my team too. It actually prevents me from like, okay, they have a Kabrakan, Sobek would be great here, but like if I miss my dash and I'm trying to run away, for example, and the Kabrakan ults me or the Ymir walls me, I'm like, fuck. Well, now I have to ult to not get CC fucked. But also I have to, the wall's like right here, or the wall's like right here, and I'm like the Sobek, and I'm just like, I get to the wall. I miss my dash, and then the wall happens. I'm like, all right, I gotta ult, and I go underwater, and then I like go around like it's a fucking barricade. It's so annoying. But now I'll just be able to go through the bitch, and it makes sense. He's underwater. He's an alligator, so, or a crocodile. I think he's a crocodile. Anyways, yeah, that's super cool. I like that a lot. That actually makes it to where it incentivizes me. It's like if I ult, I don't have to like circumvent around like a stupid wall, and it's good because it's very similar to Ganesh, for example. Which, if you don't know, you can 3 through walls as a Ganesh. People don't know that, but it, you know, if you're going up against like a Bracken or something, and you're like, oh, I don't want to pick Ganesh, he's might wall me off. Just 3 through the wall. Make sure you have that up, unless your 3's down. In that case, that might be an issue. Either way, this is super cool. I like this a lot. Gonna be playing him more into those team comps that definitely may, you know, have like a wall or something that used to wall you off that don't anymore. Poseidon and the time to activate. Poseidon was another one. You put down your whirlpool, and sometimes you can jump because it cripples you. I played who did I play? I know it worked. Bastet was one of them that I played with. But I played another god. I can't remember which god I played, but I remember the whirlpool was under me, but I jumped over it, and I was like, oh, I should have been crippled there. But the animation didn't go off. Or the animation went off, but the actual effect of the ability didn't go off. So that'll be nice. Here's the cuckoo, one that I was saying about the firing, the basic attack. That was another one. Whirlwind, the time to activate now, better matches. Yeah. So another one of those as well. Decreased scaling per tick from 17 to 15. That's nice. The Whirlwind is super annoying. You drop your NATO. It's one of the most brain dead gods that I've begun to hate a lot more, because you just throw down your 3 and you just run away, and you have your 1 on like a negative cooldown. And if you get hit by a NATO, it does a fuck ton of damage to you, and you're just like, oh, great. This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun with this Smite game. So at least it won't do as much damage. Remember, scaling does affect more than Mage's more. So 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Increase cooldown from 7 to 8. Nice. Okay, good. I was just talking about that. That's his 1. So 1 extra second's nice. Cuckoo, although had a nerf to his 2, I still think he's definitely very good. Super safe. And still has one of the highest win rates, I believe. Ymir's another one that I did see. The camera now, because I was trying to figure this out in my head, and I was like, the camera? You're talking about the camera that you see? So whenever you know, basically, so the camera is now unlocked with Ymir, is now unlocked while Ymir is firing this ability. That's his 2 and his breath. So I was trying to figure out, like, your body isn't moving with it, right? It's just a camera. So it is just a camera. So you pretend you're Ymir and you like freeze or whatever. Well, now you can pivot your camera to the left, for example. Obviously the Ymir is still freezing or whatever, but as soon as the animation is done on Ymir, you like instantly lock over to like wherever your camera is positioned, which is good, I think, specifically with these 2, because he does self-root himself, which is like an old design. Either you do this, the camera, or you make him not root, which that's a little scary. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal, but you know, this is definitely good. I think maybe they should just make it to where you're not, you know, you root yourself. You should be able to just throw down your shit, and it should just slow you down very similarly to like the Agni that'll be coming up here soon. You just throw down your shit, and yeah. But that's pretty good. Scotty, the firing timing. Okay, that matches the animation. Calder, the Winter Wolf. Calder can now take 5 instances of damage from any minion source before losing health. It does not include jungle bosses. You can now take 5 instances of damage from any minion source before losing health. Okay, so like a minion has to like hit her 5. So let's say there's 1 minion left, and it hits Calder. You have to do it 5 times before it loses 1 bar of health. Okay. That means actually that's a lot better for Calder to do jungle camps or minion waves. You can actually throw out your wolf to tank some autos, because it'll take it'll take 25 hits from minions instead of, yeah, because the one hit from like a minion was super cringe. You throw out your wolf and he's like running out to just fucking dies, comes back to you. Yeah, that's actually nice. I like that a lot. Although Scotty's kind of dog shit, and I still think will be until they fucking rework her or some shit. At least for the team game modes, where, you know, she just doesn't do much. Duel, she's a menace, but you know, same as Anubis. Anubis dog shit too, but it's a menace in duel. But this is good though. Definitely makes it to where, like, you know, you won't throw your dog into suicide whenever you're trying to do a camp or you're whatever. I'm glad they specified this, because that would have been annoying if it took 5 instances from bosses. That'd be cringe. Cupid now gains 25 stacks when hitting enemy gods. What did I just say? Cupid now gains 2 stacks when hitting enemy gods. Did I say 25? I don't know what I'm talking about. This is his passive. Cupid now gains 2. Okay, so yeah, so, you know, with his passive, you gain hearts whenever you auto something. There was always 1 auto for any enemy. Now it's 2. That actually makes it to where he's a lot better. So you can get your stun off, or, you know, you throw down your ult and you'll get the is that a stun too? I can't remember. There's like a combination you can do with his 1 and his ult, where you can get the stun. You can ult and then use your 1 to where it'll stun them in his ult. I believe there's some kind of gimmick with him, but that just makes it to where it's a lot easier to get that. And you know, it has other effects. I think it has effects with this too. I don't play Cupid enough, but this is nice. I don't know if you heard that. Some fucker in the background is revving his engine. He's cool. God, these people are so cool. Anyways, Cupid now gains 2 stacks. That's pretty cool. Still don't think he's that great, but you know. Jing Way. This ability now knocks Jing Way up less than the enemy gods. Okay. That was always an issue. One of the biggest issues that I had with Jing Way is if you wanted, because you're supposed to knock yourself up, it gives you more attack speed. It basically gives you a stim. And one of the biggest things is that you knock yourself up so high. It's basically a Bacchus knock up. And so when you would jump up, a lot of the times for me, I'd get knocked up towards the direction I'm walking to. So I'd walk through it and I'd get knocked up and get closer to the enemies. So that's always one of the biggest issue with with the giant knockout with Jing Way. So this should be a lot better. That does mean though, if your knockup's not as high, then won't you not go as far? So if your knockup is like, it knocks you up this high, then you have your 3, which will be able to go down a lot fast. But if you're knock it up a little bit, then you will only go, I guess it's a trade. You won't be knocked up, and you won't self-knock yourself up for the entirety of the whatever the fuck long it's up there for. And now you'll just have a smaller one, so you won't be as knocked up, but also you won't be able to go as far as compared to the other one, or compared to the other way. I don't know. I'll have to see about that, but I think Jing Way will still be in a good position. Fafnir, this is his 3. Fafnir lockout time while landing has been reduced. Also affects his transformability. Okay. Reduced doesn't mean gotten rid of, which I think it should have. So if you don't play Fafnir, whenever he jumps, it silences, or I actually don't know what the fuck it's called. Basically, it's not a cripple. I don't think it's a silence. It's not a silence, it's something else. Either way, you have it in Bologna 3. You 3 somebody and it makes them to where they can't auto. And similarly to Fafnir, you 3 onto them, at least in the base form, and it makes them not auto anymore. But if you don't know, basically, he's also another god that would just T-pose there. He'd just fucking jump up, hit somebody, and just fucking T-pose. Alright, I'm T-posing for like a little bit. You just stand there for like an extra like 0.2 seconds or whatever, how long it is. You notice it enough, but he just stands there for like a second. He's just chilling there. So I do like that a lot. These are really nice changes because they're super, like, they're not the most game breaking, but they're like sort of nuisances that I feel like are just unintentionally there. I don't know why this wouldn't be here. It is reduced, so we'll have to see how long it is. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot better though. So that's nice. I think Fafnir is in a really good position, at least in Joust, because you have your AA warriors, your hunters are really good right now in that team comp. So that's very nice too. Most of these changes are super nice. I mean, they're quality of life, so I mean, you can't really expect really bad things, hopefully. Tiamat will always respond in flying stance no matter which stance she died. Good. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times. Because her 3 is on an exceptionally long cooldown, at least it was. And the fact that you would die, for example, and you're like on your ground form, and then you would come back and you're on your ground form, you have to turn around, use your 3, and then now your 3 is on a long cooldown. So that's actually pretty nice. And most of the time you just want to be in your flying stance. Why the hell would you want to be in your ground stance when you first respawn? So that's pretty cool. They did this. They should just, most of these things they should have just fucking fixed to begin with, but we're finally getting to it, so I at least will appreciate that. Ooh, Bastet may now cancel this ability while it is active to put on cooldown. Ooh, this is a spicy one. Oh man. Oh, how do I feel about this? It's just gonna make her more annoying because whenever you have your pounce, you're just gonna have your pounce up even more. I mean, you build 40% cooldown on Bastet anyways, so you're gonna jump in. I guess it doesn't mean it that bad. You're gonna jump in. Let's say you just jump in, and you don't want to jump back. You can just cancel it, which means you'll have your jump up a little bit sooner. Because there is like a couple seconds that you can just jump back, but you're also canceling it, so you're not able to jump back. And you also get a buff from your one, a little bit of it, I believe. So you know, it's not that bad actually. It just makes it to where in those small situations where you're like, I just want to jump for damage, or I just want to jump to do something, like I want to jump to get closer, so you could cancel it. Like you're chasing somebody down, you jump and you can cancel it so that you can have your jump up a little bit sooner, because you know you're not going to bounce back. Or you know, you're jumping out of base, you jump out and you know you're not going to jump back, because why would you jump back to base? You could just cancel it, give your one back on cooldown so it can be up quicker. So yeah, no, it's not that bad actually. That is pretty nice. That is actually one of the most, like, or one of the quote-unquote quality of life, like, fit definition for that, because that's actually, in those situations where you want to cancel it, it is pretty nice. Freya, irradiate. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay. Freya may now cancel this ability, and while it is active to put it on cooldown, decrease cooldown from 11. Oh! Okay, this is her 1, because her 2 throws out the autos. Her 1 makes it to where it's a single, because your 2 is a AoE throw out autos, whereas your 1 makes it to where it's a single target and does extra damage. It gives you a little bit of a buff. I think a couple other things too. That's pretty cool though. You can cancel it. So if you wanted to, oh, okay. Actually, no, if you use your 2, you could use your 2 for AoE, and then let's say somebody comes in and you want to use your 1 for however long you want to use your 1. You're like, all right, I'm going to kill this guy. Oh, turns out he ran away. Okay, well, now I'm stuck with this 1, and I have a wave in front of me. Well, now you can just cancel it, and then it puts it on cooldown. And because it's on an 8-second cooldown, that's pretty nice. You're going to be, it's basically just like a, what is it called? Like a rotating ability, to where like you can, it's not exactly because it goes on cooldown, but it makes it to where like you can cancel it now and you're not stuck with what you have. It's like, oh, I thought I was going to fight him. Oh, well, now I'm stuck with this. So that's another one that's pretty good for the quality of life, at least. Don't really play for that much, but Dr. Michael does. Lord Dr. Professor Mr. Michael. Yes. Hunbats. The monkey. Okay, Sacred Monkey. That's just teleport. That's just 3. Improved teleport responsiveness. Nice. The firing timing of this ability now better matches the animation. Okay, that's cool. Improved teleport responsiveness. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I know that means some type of buff. I'm assuming it makes it to where it allows you to teleport easier, or maybe teleport to like a spot that, or maybe like it just like teleport to someone. Because like there's some times where you throw out your monkey and you'll hit something, or it goes an extra step and it goes to like a minion instead of like a god, for example. Maybe it's that type of like interaction. I'm not entirely sure, but hey, it's a buff. I'll take it. Artemis may now spawn traps slightly faster. I think that just means the animation thing, or maybe the ability comes in faster. I mean, you throw down your 1 pretty fast. I don't know. I think that might just be the responsiveness for the fire. Like maybe it goes up similarly. I don't know. When you throw down your traps. JeanQuay. The damage and stun timing now matches the, yeah. Oh my god. I don't know how many times to tell you, like, you use your 1 and then you use your 3 where he like throws his shit around himself, and like you get stunned before it even ends. It's just like, what the fuck? So it's just a weird interaction, or however much it is. either you stun before it's done or you do it while it's done and then it's done. I think it stuns before you're even like the ability goes off way faster than I think. Or the stun goes off a lot faster than the animation shows, I think. Medusa, another one of these. It's nice. Her throwing out her something weird going on with her spit too. Sylvanas, the timing now is better matches the anime. I don't play Sylvanas enough. Nature's Grasp is always weird. The animation on Sylvanas where you throw at your arm and you grab them, super weird. I believe that's just this one. Yeah, Sylvanas is a weird one as well. These are all nice though. You're gonna see a lot of these, or you're gonna be like, oh wow, that actually feels. Me getting grabbed actually didn't feel weird. It still sucks, but you know. All right, Kronos. The firing timing now better matches the animation. Firing timing. Okay, so you throw out his 2. I don't remember too much about his 2. And that's all of your quality of life. We're getting to the end here. Major god changes. I did see a couple of these ones. These are the ones I did see. E set, basic attacks, the firing timing now better matches. That's the animation shit. Wind Gust, that's her fucking one, I believe, or whatever. I don't play her enough, but that's the one where it throws out like multiple ball sacks. Wind Gust. This ability animates and fires approximately 25% faster. Okay, Jesus. Yeah, because it goes like, she throws out as like 1, 2, 3, 4, something. Now it's gonna be a little bit faster. And the projectile speed's a little bit faster too, by 5%. That's pretty nice. That's not, I wouldn't say consider that a major god change, but that's definitely a lot better. I think each set's an underrated mage right now too, seeing as you can build her hybrid as well. So, ooh, my girl Terara. I need to start playing Terara more. She's so good. This is her 1. Terara now has access to this ability from level 1. This ability deals no damage unless Terara has a point in it. This ability has 20-second cooldown unless Terara has a point in it. The mana cost between ranks is unchanged. Okay. Okay, so it's basically like a Bacchus one. You don't level it up, so you don't get anything, but it still allows you to get your drunkenness for Bacchus, for example. I guess this is very similar to Terara. This is specific. This has to be for yeah. Terara has always had an awkward early game in a conquest as her dad. Yeah, because at level 1, it's always weird to, you know, you would want your 1 up because, you know, I mean, you don't have your 1, you can't use any. You just throw out your 3 or you throw out your 2, which is the only thing you could do. Didn't really make her that bad, but I'm not opposed to a Terara buff. So yeah, she's gonna have it at level 1. I'm assuming, yeah, you're not gonna. In terms of Joust, I think you're probably going to level up your 2 or your 3. Put 2 points in your 2 or 1 in your 3 or something like that. 2 in your 3, 1 in your 2. If that makes any sense at all. A bunch of fucking random numbers. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Now you don't have to put your 1 in there and you can just throw out your 1 very similar to a Bacchus. That's definitely a good quality of change. Quality of life change. Ability deals no damage though. So you don't do any damage, but and it'll be on 20-second cooldown. So, you know, maybe you do want to just put it in 1 because 20 seconds is a lot. Yeah, you know, actually, I don't know. Maybe for Conquest it's different, but for Joust, I still think you want to put your 1 in that. I'll have to test it out a little bit because I'm going to play Terra a little bit more, but 20 seconds is a lot, especially in Joust early game, so you might just want to put that in your 1 or something like that. Here's the Agni. The Mire, that's his 2. Cthulhu no longer channels his ability, meaning the portal will grow and fire on its own. Oh! Okay, yeah, because usually, like, he'll throw out his 2 and, oh, camera's over here. Throw out his 2 and it'll come down, and it throws down 2 jars of jelly that he brings down, and it grows down and creates a giant, jelly circle. And, you can actually cancel it. If you go up to him, let's say you're a Shiva, and like you go up to him and he uses his 2 and he throws down like 1 of them. You can use your 1, knock him up and interrupt his 1 or his 2, and he won't cast it. Very similar to like a Cerberus 2, which I think they should change, honestly. Very similar to Cthulhu. Maybe they will. But that's actually kind of cool. So I'm assuming no longer channels this ability, meaning the portal will grow and fire. So he probably just throws it up, and then now he can just that's actually a pretty nice. Cthulhu's casting time has been reduced by 75%. Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty nutty. Because now he can throw down his 2, which means that you're also getting hit by his 2, while also you can use his 1 and his 3, for example, or 3. You can actually use your 2, and I think maybe you can, I don't know, something similar to that. That's actually really nice. It's gonna make him a lot less, like, you're gonna go up against gods. Like, you can't, if you're gonna pick Cthulhu, you can't be like, oh well, let me pick a god that can like stun him out of his 2. Although that wasn't like the biggest thing that you wanted to go up against a Cthulhu. It was always nice to have, you know, to interrupt his 2, a god that could counter him. But that's actually pretty nice. And then Agni, okay, firing timing, that's nice. And then Rainfire. Agni is no longer rooted while casting this ability. Instead, he's slowed by 50% rotation. I already made my opinion about this. I think it's nice because I love playing Agni as a mage main, and I think I don't think he needed it. I think Agni is in a really good spot anyways. He always is. I feel like he's never like below, like if you were to put it from a tier list from like S to C, he was either like A to A plus, like at least for the past 2 seasons. And further back, I think Agni has always been a very solid mage that requires a little bit of a skill ceiling, not too much. He's not that hard, but you know, using his abilities correctly along with his passive and his autos does take a little bit of thinking, and that's what kind of differentiated a decent Agni from like a really good solid Agni. And I don't think he needed a Rainfire on his it's definitely gonna feel a lot better. I can't remember any other god that had Hebo. Hebo is now like not root immune with his 3 when he uses his 3. I think this just brings Agni up to like another tier, like a higher tier, I think. But for me personally, this is great. I'm gonna play him so much more. But objectively, I don't think he needed it. It is nice though. And then our boy Zoot. Let's see, Chain Lightning. The fire timing is now better match the animation. Nice. Aegis Assault. Zeus. This is his. Are they gonna fix it finally? Zeus may now refire this ability while it's active to put on cooldown. Let's go. I don't play Zeus a lot, like at all, but when you throw down his shield, it just stays there. You can't return it back. There's no return button. They're finally doing it. I don't even play Zeus, but for those people who play Zeus, here you go. He's still shit though, but here you go. No, I don't think he's shit, but like he's definitely gonna be a lot better now. Any enemies hit by the initial shield now also getting a charge. That was another thing you get hit by his 2 and you didn't get a charge of his passive was always so weird to me. And I remember the first time it happened, I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get fucking lightning bolted. And like, oh, there's no charge on me. Interesting. So his 2 doesn't give me a charge. Cool. So you can't return your shield and you can't give me a charge of your passive. Cool. Let's go. No. Now that's gotta be one of the biggest, because that's been plaguing Zeus from his like inception. Holy, that's really nice. Our boy Odin, I saw this one too. Odin and Agni were on Instagram or whatever, and I saw these. So Raven Shot, this ability no longer deals bonus damage if the shield is full, instead always dealing the bonus damage if it's active when Odin lands from lunge. So beforehand, you'd have to have a full shield to get it. Now you can do a little bit more damage, even if you don't have a full shield, which is nice. Gungnir's Might, which is his 3. This ability no longer has second rune. So if you don't know, Odin's 3, he charges it up 3 times. The first charge is attack speed. So if you use your 3, you get you use your 3, and it procs once the first rune, and you throw out your spear, you give your people attack speed. The second one is you charge up 2 times with this 3. Then you get a homing, like it hones onto them and it automatically hits them. And then your 3, which most people use, you charge up 3 times because also each time it stacks, it does damage to anyone around you. It does stun when you use your 3. But this doesn't happen anymore. The ability no longer has a second rune, which means it doesn't hone on to anybody or home on to enemies. Hone. I don't know. This ability now only pulses twice, so it's twice ching ching. Which either provides the attack speed buff or the stun when the spear is thrown. So the first one, you charge it up once, gives you attack speed, you throw it. You charge it up twice, it gives you a stun. And the total damage from the pulse or pulses have been split evenly among the 2. A spear throw now provides minion knockback, which is cool. The firing timing of the spear throw now better matches the animation. So I think that's better. Yeah, I do think it's better. The homing part of it was a little weird, but you also get the stun, and then quality of life with the knockbacks and whatever. So I do think it's a lot better, especially pairing it with Raven Shout. So yeah, and the damage will be split evenly, so you'll actually have more damage because you're only getting 2 instead of 3. I believe that's how it's reading, at least. Total damage from the pulses have been split evenly among the two. Hopefully I'm reading that right. All right, Arachne. Arachne no longer needs to hit consecutive basic attacks to stun an enemy. Okay, now requires 3 successful basic attacks on a single target stun. Okay. Okay, so they're basically reverting it back to 3 basic attacks. But now you don't need to have it consecutively hit. So basically, because yeah, you would have to do it consecutively before. So if you got interrupted and you didn't reach the amount of basic attacks you got, then it wouldn't work. That was basically back when it was 3, because her animation, you like attack twice really fast, and then her third animation is like really long. But now, let's say you use your cocoon to try to stun them. Let's say you get 2 autos on them, but you don't have the third one. And let's say you're going up against a Heimdall. He uses his 2 to knock you back. Well, now, if you get those 2 autos, you can come back and get your third successful auto and then stun them. Whereas before you couldn't, so. It's a little bit of, yeah, because when they changed the 2 autos, that was disgusting. It was basically an insta-stun. Because you're building Arachne with auto attack speed, so. That was disgusting, and I think they need to revert it back, but also make it to where Cocoon wasn't just like kind of dog shit what it was before. Well, no dog shit, but not as good. And now it's a little bit better. I think it's not as good, obviously, as the 2 auto stun with the Cocoon, but I still think it's better, better overall than than what it was before, with the 3 successful basic attacks without it being consecutive. All right, Jing Chen. This guy is really good in Joust, especially with your AA warriors, and then your hunters. I think Jing Chen is so good with his 1. He has great knockup. He's super safe, so he's a lot of setup. And then his ult, CC immunity for anything against the enemies, and also beads burner, throws them out, gets free kills if get their beads or something. Definitely has definitely a very safe, solid guardian. But let's see, Jing Chen now gains 5+1 per level temporary maximum health per stack. Wait, no. So this is passive. So he would get, I think, upwards of 36 HP 5, depending on, because you get HP 5 whenever you damage an enemy with an ability. And so every time you get that, I think you get 3 HP 5 every time, and it lasts up to 18 seconds or something. I don't remember. But I know you get up to 36, I believe, HP 5. So now you get 5+ per 1 level temporary maximum health per stack. Okay, wow, so you just get more health. So if you're level 20, you get 25 health per stack, and I think you can stack it up to 18 times. Oh my god. That's actually not that much. 5 times 18, 25 times 18. Oh, I'm stupid. That is a lot. What? Wait, what? Hold on. 25 times 18. I'm not doing that math in my head. 450 health. That's pretty solid. 450 health is pretty solid once you get this stack. So that's actually nice. And then Jing Chen now inherently has uncapped HP. Huh? What? Wait, hold on. What? Jing Chen inherently has uncapped HP 5, so you can just build it. He already gets up to 100. So if you have like 100, you get 200 HP 5. What the fuck? Do you have items that can do that? Oh, I'm gonna test this out later. 200 HP 5, for example. What is that? That's like 40 health per second. What the fuck? Okay, that's really good. Well, he's definitely a lot better on my list in terms of Joust now. These are obviously conquest buffs, because there's no way they're doing this for fucking their Joust. Jesus. That's really good. Let's see, Shiva, Pillar of Dawn. This first part of this ability functions like a regular dash, allowing Shiva to slide along walls, but no longer. We were just talking about this. I don't remember if I was talking about with Hefe or Mike, but basically you would 3 into a wall, and you just, like, if you're right next to it, you just go right into it, and then now it just like wastes your one part of your 3. Whereas before, or where now you 3 into it, and then instead of stopping, you go like around the corner, just like a Neja ult, for example. If you ult a wall, you'll actually ride the wall. And so That's actually that's now a lot nicer. Shiva now gains damage mitigation while dashing in addition to when he is inside the pillar. Okay, so you do get the 30% damage mitigation right when you're in your 3, which is super nice too. This is definitely a big buff to Shiva. I can't tell you how many times I've 3'd in the wall, just stay there. So it's gonna be a little bit weird to be like, oh yeah, I can ride the wall. That's crazy. That's very nice. And last but not least, we have Athena. This is the other one I did see, so I do know a little bit what's going on here. So. Preemptive Strike. Hitting an enemy no longer grants a block stack, instead granting a stack of 60% damage mitigation against the next instance of enemy basic attack damage. Reach also grants a damage mitigation stack when hitting an enemy god once per stack, so once per attack. So basically they're getting rid of block stacks with your 1. Basically with your 1 before, you would charge up your 1, hit an enemy, and you'd gain 1 block stack, maximum of 3. Now they're changing it to 60% damage mitigation for basic attacks, not anything else, just basic attacks. But they're also adding a part where her passive, where you throw out one of her spears based on you hitting an enemy with or using an ability, I think. You use it somehow with your abilities. You gain 1 stack of spear throw, and if you hit the spear throw, which is called reach, also grants a damage mitigation when hitting an enemy god. Okay, I was making sure it wasn't like minions or anything. You have to hit enemy god with it, and you get an extra stack of 60% damage mitigation. I'm conflicted on this. I don't like this as much because when you're reducing block stacks, which is basically 100% mitigation, it's basically just as that, and you're reducing it down to 60% damage mitigation. Obviously, that's bad. Like obviously, but you also have to account for the fact that her passive now is throwing out a spear. It's just a whole nother revenue or avenue to get those damage mitigation stacks, which is nice because you have another avenue, but also you're reducing the damage that you take from 100% to 60. So when you use your 2, which is called confound using your 2 for when they bring you in, when she brings you in, taunts you, you're taking 40% damage instead of, you know, the 100% block stack. So it's like a teetering thing here, but at the same time, you also have to count for the fact that you're gonna have way more stacks of the 60% damage mitigation than you would of just a plain block stack, because you have another avenue of throwing out your passive spear. So although you're reducing the damage with a block stack by 100%, you're not gonna have that many block stacks with your 1. Or your block stacks with Athena to begin with, because the only avenue was through her 1. But now you have it through her 1 and her reach. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to have block stacks. You're going to take more damage if you do have block stacks, but you're going to have way more stacks of the 60% damage mitigation than you ever would with block stacks, because of all the other avenue of throwing out your reach to get your damage mitigation. So, you know, there's a lot of things going on. At the end of the day, I think it's a give and take. I think it's a little bit better because you're going to have way more mitigation stacks than you would block stacks. But at the same time, if you do somehow have those like 3 maximum block stacks, it obviously would be better than damage mitigation. But you're more likely to get the damage mitigation more than block stacks. So overall, yeah, just give and take. You'll have whatever way you look at it, you could be a buff or a nerf, either or. And then finally, shield wall decrease slow from 20% to 15%, which she's been getting nerfs on top of nerfs on top of nerfs. So not surprised here. She's super busted with her taunt. But that's basically it. Super fun changes, I will say. A lot of quality of life changes that I like. I don't think there was one thing in here that I didn't like. Mages got a little bit of a buff, which I'm super excited for. Got to be careful though about the damage scaling. Or the power creep, I'm sorry. But yeah, notable ones, Serket's gonna be super good. Sobek, I'm really excited for. All these other ones with the sound of, or the animations. Ymir's gonna be good for your Ymir mains. Fafnir's gonna be super fun too. That's gonna feel nice. All these other ones are sort of just, you know, small quality of life changes, not too much here. Terara is going to be interesting. Cthulhu is going to be a lot more. Obviously, Agni, I think, is a lot better. Zeus is a lot better. Odin's a little bit better. Jing Chen might be fucking busted. And then Shiva and Athena or Shiva's a lot better. Athena is, you know, is what it is. But yeah, that's basically it. I really like this patch. It also spices things up because you know, every single, oh, obviously the Envenom Executioner needed that. I like that a lot more too. Now it's not as busted, still really good, but not as busted. But yeah, as I was saying, I like switching it up to where it's not just like buffs and nerfs, buffs and nerfs, buffs and nerfs. I like having these quality of life changes that I think were long overdue in terms of Smite's history. So really solid change. 11.3. I'm ready to play these gods. I'm ready to play Agni. Who else? Oh, Jing Chen. I'm ready to play Jing Chen. And I'm gonna go down here one last time. Mages. I'm gonna be playing a lot more mages. Sobek's gonna be super a lot more fun for me too. So yeah, can't wait for these changes to come live. I don't know when I think it's gonna be next week probably, or very soon. I do not know. But yeah, that is it for 11.3. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did. If you have any suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, join the Discord. A lot of you ask questions or want to talk to me privately, or just, you know, join other people in the Discord. Discord's always bumping, people always asking for games. Got people from Masters all the way to Gold, even Bronze. A couple people don't even play Range House. So there's a lot of things going on in the Discord. So join the Discord down below if you'd like. You can also talk to me as well. But yeah, I think that is basically it. Tell me what you guys think about these updates. Tell me if you like them, or if maybe if I missed anything too, because I do miss some things as well. But yeah, like I said, I think that's everything that I have for you. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching.